do you know about the funding loss in the Toms River School District?
From what I've seen on the news, or the lack of what I've seen on the news or the internet, and heard more from you and my son, um, yes.
Okay. How does the funding loss affect you or your child personally?
Well, Matthew's on the swim team, so he'll lose that, which is huge for him. He's also got ADHD. He's classified and has a 504 plan, which I'm assuming it's going to affect that too, because it did in elementary school, where he got taken out of Beechwood Elementary and thrown into South Toms River because they cut all the special ed funding for that school, or the programs anyway. Um, he'll probably lose all his extra help. He'll lose his extracurricular activity. So yeah.
Okay. Does this affect his life outside of school?
Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%.
Do you know how bad the budget loss is affecting the schools?
I know it's pretty bad. I don't know the detail, the thick of it. But yeah, it's pretty traumatic.
What do you think could help the situation?
We need a new governor. We need to speak up, and people need to listen.
What do you think about the possible loss of all extracurricular activities?
I think it's detrimental. It's horrible. They can't go to college. You guys are losing everything, and that's a whole part of high school.
Do you think we are taking the right approach to get our funding back, like Trenton March?
Absolutely. 100%. But I think people need to be there to listen. It was convenient how somebody in particular just flew out west that day. And then, of course, unfortunately, the Trenton shooting happened, and he came back for that. But, it makes me wonder if he even listened to a word or even paid attention to anything that happened. I mean, other people there did, but I don't know. Sometimes it falls on deaf ears.
Do you know what is happening with the money from the budget cut?
Absolutely not. It's not shown anywhere as like the average Joe. I mean, the only thing I hear is from a couple of people that are personal friends of mine that post stuff on Facebook nonstop. But otherwise, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't know anything about it. It's not on the news. It's on one news channel that you have to pay for, which I don't, News 12. It's not front page news, so to speak. You know what I mean? The average parent doesn't know where the money's going, doesn't know how much money is even being lost. You're the one that told me it was $90 million. I had no idea. So,
how do you think this will affect the community?
It's going to destroy it. You guys are the future, so when you take away from you guys, you take away from everything. And we're just not going to have the same community. I was born and raised here. I went to that high school. I was in Toms River schools my entire life. My mother worked for them. My brother graduated from them. Or, I did with my entire life. You guys are now going there. It's a big deal.
Do you think your child will be able to excel in overcrowded classrooms?
Absolutely not. He's, in particular, has that in his 504 and IEP. That he's in a smaller classroom. And even though we mainstreamed him kind of this year, he's still in kind of a broken down classroom. No. It'll destroy him.
How do you feel about the possible security cut at your child's school from the budget loss?
I can tell you personally, we just moved back from Fort Lauderdale, Broward County. I was 10 minutes away from Parkland. And Matthew had a real hard time on the 15th of February because it happened on Valentine's Day. And none of us, I'd say about 90% of the Broward school system, which is huge, did not send their child to school. The next day, Matthew turned around and said to me, he's like, I'm going to school. I said, you sure? Because I was going to make him go. And he said, yeah. He goes, I'm not going to be scared for no reason. And I mean, a security the security issue with us being that close to Parkland, knowing some of the parents personally whose children were victims, I watched the way it affected my 13-year-old son, which was insane. You never want to see that hurt in a child's eyes. And it hit so close to home that it was just not a good thing. And the security that we have now, like the officers that are in your schools, are so amazing. They're right there. There's not one time I've even been able to walk near the front doors without handing out ID. Once, if not twice. You know what I mean? It's a requirement.
Do you personally believe that South or any other Toms River school is in danger?
Absolutely. Every one of you guys.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.